Is the shield battery actually broken? Do we have a new Archon tournament coming up? And how do I do this trick? Find out the answer to all of these questions in today's episode of StarCraft Today.
StarCraft Today.
Your favorite StarCraft news show. Swedish StarCraft 2 player Fighting Frog posted a video on his YouTube channel showing off a battery bug. When pressing the stop button multiple times on a shield battery, it increases the healing rate by 70%. This is not the biggest deal if you're using a regular shield battery because it just drains the battery energy a bit quicker. However, with an overcharged battery, it just increases the healing rate by 70% without any downside whatsoever. This, of course, is a massive difference in all types of defenses. And that raises some questions. How many people were aware of this bug? Has this bug been used before in competitive play? And if so, what should be the consequences for this bug abuse? Fighting Frog said he was aware of this bug for the past 4 months already, but wasn't sure whether he should review it or not review it because he wasn't quite sure whether Blizzard will fix it. There has been no response yet out of Blizzard addressing this specific bug. We're all waiting, kind of patiently for some type of response. It is said that there is a patch on the horizon already, which should be a balance patch. The question is, will they also address this bug in that patch? We'll stay tuned for their answers. If you want to read the patch notes or learn more about the patch, be sure to check out the video that I posted yesterday on this channel. As I go over the patch notes there. Sadly, there's nothing about the battery bug in the patch notes, so perhaps that will be still added when the real patch goes live, or it will be done in another patch in the future. It's not all bad news though in the world of StarCraft 2, as a couple of new cool tournaments got announced, starting with the Caster Civil War. Wardy made a post on Kickstarter raising more than 11,000 euros in a little over 2 days. Caster Civil War is a tournament in which 9 casters pick 5 players for a team. Then these casters will cast the games and the players will fight against each other in some fun Team League banter-filled format. It's very similar to the War Chest Team League, which we had, I believe, 2 years ago, except it's with one more caster, and this time Blizzard is not involved, giving everyone a little bit more freedom to do whatever they want. It does, however, mean that the funding needs to come from the community itself. I believe that Wardy himself invested in the tournament as well, and the community already raising 11k in very little time. I believe their goal is 20k euros, and they're very close to reaching that already. So I'm looking forward to that tournament to kill a little bit of the downtime before the first major EPT tournaments start up again. And the Caster Civil War is not the only tournament that gets announced, as today I'd like to announce Harstem's Archon Tour. 4 teams of 3 players each playing Archon mode in a best-of-5 format against one another. Each team has 3 lives, 1 life for each race, so a Zerg, a Terran and a Protoss life. If you lose with that race, you cannot play again. If you win, you gotta keep playing it. We have 12 extremely high-level players, some really cool games and a $1,000 prize pool. So just a little thing to get us entertained. Over the next 4 weeks or so, we'll be uploading the first episode of this in the upcoming Friday, so stay tuned for that as well. Moving on, we have the game of the week. Now, usually the game of the week is the best game of the week. But the beauty of the game of the week is that it isn't quite specified whether it's supposed to be good or bad. This week we have not just the worst game of the week, but the worst game that I've seen in a very long time. Goblin versus Ratata, the player formerly known as Vanya on Pride of Altaris. It started out kind of action-packed, honestly. It was a fun little game in the first 9 to 10 minutes, where a lot of drones got killed, some links ended up in the main base on the other side as well, but then Goblin decided to not do anything anymore, sitting on 3 bases for a solid 40 minutes against a 15 base Ratata. He tried to make it work with his Skytoss army and just did not leave. Ratata playing it patient as well, making sure that he could not lose this game. Actually turned out to be one of the worst games I've seen in a long time. Extremely boring, nothing happening, and both players that did not really feel like playing, it seemed like. This absolutely is the worst game of the week. Of course, that wasn't the only thing that happened in the EPT Open Cups this week, as on Sunday, starting with the Korean one, we had Creator versus Hero in the final. Creator managing to edge it out after a nail-biting 5-game series, 3-2 in favor of Creator, winning the Korean one. Moving over to Europe, we saw in the semifinals Clem versus Hero Marine. Clem losing to Hero Marine, and Hero Marine kind of saying, hey, I performed well at Intel Extreme Masters Katowice. I am currently the best Terran player in Europe, not just in Intel Extreme Masters Katowice, but also in the ESL Open Cup, where for Big Gabe, it tends to matter the most. Moving over to America, we saw a little bit of European dominance. Gerald with a fantastic run, taking out Dark, but then eventually losing to MaxPax in the finals, 3-0. MaxPax taking another ESL Open Cup win home, adding another one onto his already large list of online wins. From this week's clip of the week, we do one more clip from Intel Extreme Masters Katowice, and that was the final stand that Solar made on Berlingrad, an attack into 19 tanks. Fantastic engagement.
Is this the moment for Hero Marine, or will Solar hold once more?
One lurker on the other side of the map, wreaking a little bit of havoc. This base will need to be given up here by Solar. Finally, it will fall. A lot of these Marines are so low though. Medevac still have energy. Gabe keeps pushing forward. Tank count still very high, 2 tanks being produced at a time. Extra Vipers are a necessity at this point.
It's almost pure tank. Here we go. This is it for Solar. Drops the Blinding Clouds, wants to run the Lurkers, Links, Banelings, anything he still has. He throws the kitchen sink at Hero Marine. Will it be enough? A lot of tanks have gone down, but there is still quite a bit of Terran remaining. At the same time though, extra Lurkers are going to show up. The tanks in the top side get picked off too, and it seems like it has been enough. The kitchen sink has pushed back Hero Marine once and for all. 10 SCVs have gone down during all of this. We were looking at 20 tanks and they have all disappeared.
GG!
And with that brilliant engagement out of Solar, we are nearing the end of this episode of StarCraft Today, but not before I reveal the big secret. So it looks like there's 2 in the one hand and 1 in the other. But once you touch in the middle, you push down one finger, the middle finger, and you pull up the middle finger on the other hand, and then you go apart. So in slow motion, it looks like this. But if you do it really fast, it looks like a fluid motion. And it's a trick that will impress loads of people as long as they're under the age of 5. Enjoy practicing, my friends. This is going to be it for today's episode of StarCraft Today. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see all of you next time for more and new and cool videos as well. Thank you, and bye-bye.